You know those decisions your parents make, the ones that completely shape the direction of your life long before you even get to say? For me, that decision was moving to France. I was 8 years old. My parents bought this ruined barn in the Tarn-et-Garonne. Not a real roof, I guess, no heating, no plan B, just a dream. And that dream became the backdrop of my entire childhood. Now, years later, I spend my days helping people make their moves to France, and I often think, what did that childhood actually give me, and what did it quietly take away? Because I guess when helping other people, both matter. So today I wanted to talk about that, what I'm grateful for my parents for, and what, if I'm being honest, I still resent them. Here goes. Some of my favourite memories are ridiculously simple. Spending full weekends at my friend's house, riding bikes through the fields, playing with BB guns, trying to kick rugby balls as high as we could. Me, of course, doing my best Johnny Wilkinson impression. Life in rural France had a rhythm that no one had to explain to you, I guess. It just carried you along. The meals lasted forever. Everyone talked to each other, and somehow it still worked. You didn't rush, you lived. And I'm grateful that I learned the importance of community so young. I learned how to be happy in my own company, but also how powerful it is to have a strong family nucleus around you. And above all, I learned the pleasure of good food in good company, of taking one's time. Even now, when I look at clients planning their moves to France, I can instantly tell who's chasing that feeling of belonging and balance versus who's chasing just the aesthetic of it all. Now, I got to experience the real thing, and I'll never, ever stop being grateful for that. But there's another side to the story, because for all the beauty and freedom, there was also a strain. My parents didn't just move to France for a lifestyle change. They moved searching for a raison d'être, something that could define their lives. And the renovation project became that definition. The goal was enormous and completely impractical, really. Without the resources, the support network, and the steady income to back it, the project almost crushed them. I watched their dream completely consume them bit by bit. And it shaped me in ways I didn't really understand at the time either. I guess it made me more aware, maybe too aware, of how easily a dream can turn into a burden. It taught me to see the cracks early, to think about logistics, to plan, and to be realistic. That's probably why I am the way I am today. Cautious, strategic, I guess, obsessed with helping others avoid avoidable pain. But as a kid, you don't think about lessons. You just feel the atmosphere, the exhaustion, the tension. You sense that the thing that was supposed to bring everyone joy has started demanding everything in return. And yet, here's the thing. I still admire them for it, because underneath the struggle was this incredible courage, the ability to visualize something better, and then to have a go, even if it didn't come off. That takes guts. Most people never even try. And if I'm honest, I think that same energy runs in me still. I chose entrepreneurship, equally fragile, equally risky, because deep down I believe in having a go too. So maybe I didn't learn the play it safe lesson I could have. Maybe I just learned to channel it better, to dream, but to add structure and support where they didn't have any, to hold on to courage without letting it consume everything else. Now, if there's one thing I do still quietly resent, it's the lack of flexibility in their plan. We could have still had the good bits, the community, the rhythm, the joy of France, without sticking so stubbornly to that one project. Could have moved somewhere more manageable, started again, rebalanced life, but we didn't, because by that point the dream had become an identity, our family's identity. And that's what I try to warn people about now. Decisions don't have to define you forever. You're allowed to pivot, to admit something isn't working, to search for simplicity when it's available. Sometimes the bravest thing isn't pushing through, it's knowing when to stop. I guess growing up between worlds gave me a strange kind of belonging. When family came to visit, my sister and I would show them around, introducing them to locals in French, explaining the culture like it was our own. And it was our own, you know? That was the moment I realised France had become home for us. But there's also a loneliness that comes with it too. The third culture kid feeling, always a stranger no matter where you are, because my sister and I were not fully British anymore, but not fully French either. That sense of in between has followed me my whole life. It's probably why I can understand people who move to France so deeply, because I've lived what it feels like to belong everywhere and nowhere all at once. And of course, becoming a parent changes how you see everything. You suddenly understand the duty of care, how hard it is to spin all the plates. And looking back, I can see that the move, the renovation, it all came at a cost. It had to be debited out of somewhere, but I also see the love and intention that drove it. They wanted to give us a better life, and that they absolutely did. Now, when I work with families planning to move, I see echoes of my own parents everywhere, the big dreams, the spreadsheets, that we'll figure it out when we get there. And I try to meet them with empathy to help them hold on to their version of this and vision without losing themselves in it. It's such a difficult balance. If I could say one thing to anyone watching this wondering if they're doing the right thing, it would be this. France isn't a panacea. It won't fix everything. But if you let it, if you slow down enough to listen, it will definitely give you more than you expect. I want you to want the reality more than the romance, I guess, because the reality, the daily rituals, the markets, the community, the way of life gently forces you to be present. And that's the real magic. And maybe that's what I'm most grateful for my parents for, that they didn't give me a childhood full of perfection, but they gave me one rooted in something real, something that still guides me today. If this resonates, if you grew up abroad or you're thinking of moving your family to France, tell me in the comments what you're hoping to find there. And yeah, thank you for letting me ramble about my upbringing. Thanks for listening. And to my parents, if you ever see this, I'm grateful for everything, even the hard bits.